Hello humans, I'm Yoshiller, and welcome to my new walkthrough for Pikmin! Okay, so what's the story with this walkthrough? Why am I making this walkthrough, and why am I making this walkthrough now? So, here's the scoop. Recently, my videos have become a bit more editing intensive. In other words, it's taken longer and longer to make my videos because I've needed to spend more time editing them. After the editing challenge that was my Bomberman 64 The Second Attack walkthrough, and after editing things like my 8-year anniversary video and my recent Splatoon videos, I feel like I've gone through some sort of editing camp. I like editing and I like taking on a challenge, but it has gotten a bit difficult to provide a new video every day when so many things have been required just to make one video. So I decided that I wanted my next walkthrough to be something a bit easier to edit so that I could focus on other projects in the background. In trying to gather ideas as to which game I should record next, I decided to reflect upon some of the older walkthroughs that I've recorded for my channel, and I wondered about which ones that I could potentially redo. I've been redoing a lot of my older walkthroughs recently, so I wondered, what game should I redo next? I then remembered that I recorded a walkthrough for Pikmin, and man, that walkthrough was terrible. You see, Pikmin was a game that initially came out for the Nintendo GameCube, but it was re-released for the Wii as part of Nintendo's new Play Control line of games. When it came out for the Wii, I figured that this would give me an opportunity to play the game, and I decided to record my first experience with the game as well. When I recorded this game, my method of recording videos was still poor, and at this time, YouTube videos weren't allowed to be longer than 11 minutes. Combine that with the fact that I wasn't very good at video editing, and the result was a lackluster walkthrough for the Wii version of Pikmin. Plus, I never got the good ending in that walkthrough. I only got the neutral ending. In Pikmin, there are 3 possible endings: a bad ending, a neutral ending, and a good ending. Well, since I was more concerned about finishing the walkthrough than I was about being thorough, I never did everything in order to earn the good ending. So the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I'd have to redo this walkthrough at some point, so I figured that now's as good a time as any. This will be a rather simple walkthrough for Pikmin, and I'm hoping to make it so that newcomers of the franchise will be able to understand what's going on. Now that I can upload longer videos, and now that I can record games in higher quality, I hope that I'm able to create a more presentable walkthrough for this game. I'll explain more about how this walkthrough will work once I begin playing in the game, but for the time being, I just wanted to make it clear that the main goal of this walkthrough is to provide something that's more presentable than my original low-quality walkthrough. There will also be important information in the description of each of these videos. For those of you that are using this walkthrough to see how to complete this game, I want to make things as convenient as possible. So, for each video of this walkthrough, I will try to provide any information I can regarding certain aspects of the game. Again, this will make more sense as the walkthrough goes along. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get right into it. This is my walkthrough for Pikmin. Or at least, this is my better, higher quality walkthrough for Pikmin. I hope that things will still prove to be entertaining and understandable to everyone. Thank you, and enjoy, humans! Whoosh! My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then... No! Better not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. Well, here we are, guys! This is Pikmin! The Wii version! You can tell because the little pink circle on the floor is moving all over the place. I have recovered 0 out of 30 ship parts. Just one more part will increase the dolphin's capabilities. Well, if this ship needs 30 parts to fly, then it's likely that at least one of these parts crash-landed near me. Now let's have a look around. I can see that there are plenty of plants. There's a cardboard box with the number 10 on it. I mean, that's cool, but that's not interesting to me. You know what is interesting to me? Whatever the heck this thing is! A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. Okay, onion. Well, on my home planet we eat onions. What do you want from me? Oh, it looks like this seed has sprouted already. I guess that the life cycles on this planet are extremely quick. Though, I have suspicion to believe that this will not grow into a giant tree. Anyway, the seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. Here we are. Okay, so approach it and press A. Extraordinary! When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive. And yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it with A, then throw it in the direction I point, and I will call it to my side with B, and then all these other buttons that I don't really care about. D-pad and C button, whatever. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. Okay, so all of these are camera controls. You can zoom, change the perspective, yada yada yada. I must survive! I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings! So yeah, in case it wasn't already obvious that I'm using the Wii version of this game, even the diagrams in this game have been changed to Wii controllers. I think that's actually pretty cool. But okay, here we are. This is me. I'm Olimar. Got a little red guy following me. Alright, red guy, you can either keep me company, or you can keep me company and work. Alright, well, I'm doing a terrible job at demonstrating the main mechanics of this game, so allow me to take things a little more seriously. I have a terrible aim. Whoa, okay, hang on. Time out a second. What does this Pikmin think of me? I must observe its reactions. The more I try, the more reactions I can catalog. I shall attempt to grab and throw it with A, and call it with B, and change my perspective, and okay, more controller stuff. It's better to show things than to just say things, so allow me to show you. Using different buttons on these controllers, I can make the Pikmin do different things. I can change the camera, I can dismiss him, I can call him back. I can call him back by whistling at him and pointing my Wii remote at him. Wherever I point my Wii remote, that's where that little pink circle goes. And I can throw the Pikmin by pushing the A button, and he'll go wherever the pink circle is. Now, the Pikmin, their goal is to help me. That is the main mechanic of this game. They are trying to help me survive and get off of this planet. Astonishing! The onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to have some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. Anyway, that's the main mechanic of this game. I can create more Pikmin by having him carry things, or having them carry things, back to the onion. It's simple, right? So, we saw that that cardboard box over there has the number 10 on it. So presumably, I must gather 10 Pikmin. Now I have 2 in my arsenal, and soon, oh soon, and that soon is now, I have 3 Pikmin! Isn't it great? I can control 3 of these Pikmin, I can do whatever I want, I can throw all 3 of them in one area. I can throw them in different areas. It's awesome. And so the main goal of this game is to have each of these Pikmin do different activities that will allow me to escape this planet within 30 days or less. Now, this first day is a bit of a tutorial day. I mean, it's the first level of the game. It's just going to teach me the main mechanics. Man, I cannot aim. I'm sorry. I have a hard time seeing perspective properly. Let's zoom in. No, I can't even do it. Okay. If you have the Pikmin hit the core red pellets of the flower will be destroyed immediately. If you have them hit the root of the flower, it'll still be destroyed. It just takes a couple more seconds. But since I have terrible aim anyway, it doesn't really matter. In later days of this game, you will have a time limit. You'll only have a certain amount of time to do any activity that you want to do. But for this first day, you can relax, take a load off. I mean, aside from the fact that you're on a strange planet and these little plant creatures are your only hope of survival, it's a pretty relaxing time. You don't have a time limit on the first day. Now, at the moment, I only have 5 Pikmin to push this box. But you can see over there that there is some sort of machine part, presumably an engine. So that's where I need to go. I need to get 5 more Pikmin, I need to gather that machine part, and then maybe I can start making some progress on repairing my ship. So let's get some more pellets, So, it only takes 1 Pikmin to carry one of these pellets. However, it takes 5 Pikmin to carry this pellet with the 5 on it. You see how this game works. It's got some pretty in-depth mechanics, but they're all logical. And that's the great thing about this game, is that for as weird as it is, everything makes sense. Now, additionally, you might have seen earlier that I had 2 Pikmin carrying the same pellet. That 1 pellet. Well, you can have more than 5 Pikmin carry this pellet. At the moment, I don't have more than 5 Pikmin, but the second this pellet goes inside the onion, poof, I now have plenty of Pikmin. Additionally, they sprout as many Pikmin as are on the pellet. So, I mean, the pellet says 5, it will sprout at least 5 Pikmin. I think in this case it sprouted 6, but whatever. I mean, the pellet with the 1 on it, that will sprout at least 1 Pikmin. Does that make sense? And only 2 Pikmin can carry it max. So, that pellet will actually sprout 2 Pikmin. I'll get into that mechanic in more depth a little later. But for now, just know that you'll get at least 1 Pikmin every time you carry a pellet back to the ship. And if you carry a pellet with the number 5 on it back to the ship, I keep saying ship. If you carry a pellet with the number 5 on it back to the onion, you will get at least 5 Pikmin. If you carried one that had the number 50 on it, you would get at least 50 Pikmin. Now, you'll get a bonus for this first area, and you'll see what counts as a bonus and what doesn't later in this game or later in this walkthrough. But for the time being, I've got 14 Pikmin. I've got more than enough Pikmin to push this box. Now, the more Pikmin you have do an activity, the faster it'll go. I could have just had 10 Pikmin push this box. I could have just had 1 Pikmin carry a pellet back. But since I had 2 Pikmin carry a pellet back, since I have 14 Pikmin pushing this box, things will move slightly more quickly. Not a ton more quickly, but slightly. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. So basically, that's everything I just said. You have different Pikmin do different activities, and you want to try and see how quickly you can repair your ship. So, I saw that there was a ship part nearby, so I'm going to go and collect that now. So let's have a look-see. Alright, so it was over here to the right. Ah, here we are! Amazing! There's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me. But how will I get it back to the dolphin? Well, that's simple. With Pikmin. Well, they're more than willing to help me carry this back to the ship, except I don't have enough. I only have 14 Pikmin at the moment, and I need 20 minimum. So let's see what else I can do to get more Pikmin. Well, there's another pellet here. There's another pellet there. There's another pellets up on the up on the wall to the left. So I'll be able to get plenty of Pikmin. And I advise that if you're playing along, you should do the same. Get as many Pikmin as you can, because like I said, there's no time limit on this day. However, unfortunately, there is a maximum amount of Pikmin you can get on this first day. They're not going to let you get 2,000 Pikmin on the first day. I mean, come on now. So, just get what you can. And when I say get what you can, I mean quite literally get everything you're allowed to get right now, because as you can see, the rest of this is blocked off. But there is stuff over there. There's another mysterious part over there to the left, but we'll get that later. Way later. Like, near the end of this walkthrough. Later. Besides, I don't even have a way to get past this stone wall right now, so we'll come back to that later. For now, let's see how my Pikmin supply is doing. So you might notice that on the bottom part of the screen, you can see how many Pikmin are active. Each of those numbers means something different. The first set of numbers means how many Pikmin I am currently controlling. As you can see, there are 4 Pikmin that I am not currently controlling, and they are not in the same shade of red that the controlled Pikmin are in. The second number, which currently says 25, indicates how many Pikmin are currently on the field, whether I'm in control of them or not. Now, when many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it done all at once by repeatedly tapping A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flushed with bright color. At other times, they revert to their paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. So that's kind of what I just described. When you have a Pikmin that's in control, there'll be a really saturated, deep hue. In this case, a really saturated red. If a Pikmin was no longer under my control, if a Pikmin was off doing its own thing, it would become more of a pale color, as you saw earlier. Anyway, so there are 3 numbers. The first number indicates how many Pikmin I have control over right now, which is 25. The second number indicates how many Pikmin are on the field right now, in which case it is 25, which is more than enough to carry the ship part over to my ship. And the third number, the one in the bottom right corner, indicates how many Pikmin I've sprouted total, which is 25. So these numbers may not be too useful right now, but trust me, they are way useful later. Anyway, all I gotta do now is wait for these Pikmin to carry my part back to my ship and I can get things on the move. Other things you might want to know, the plus button allows you to open up a menu so you can see the controls, you can repeat any information that was said earlier. Normally there's a map, but at the moment I can't use the map, I have to get something else to use that later. If you push the minus button, you'll get another menu that will allow you to go back to a previous save. That feature is only in the Wii version. If you're playing the GameCube version of this game, you do not have the opportunity to go back. And the Wii version, what happens is, when you put Pikmin into your game system, it takes 30 blocks to save the game. That's because at any time, if you continue this game and you screwed up on a day, you can go back and redo it. In the GameCube version, if you screwed up on a day, tough luck, you have to continue on with your consequences. Anyway, here we are. This is the first ship parts that I have taken back to the ship, and like Olimar said earlier, it's coincidentally the most important part. So here we go, at least the ship will function again. It won't be strong enough to leave the planet, but hey, at least I can navigate around the rest of the planet and get things on the move. Thank you, Pikmin! Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. Oh, by the way, the second you take that ship part back to your ship, the day is over. You're done with this level for the time being. Obviously, I can come back later and try to get that other ship part, but I'm not going to be able to do that now because no matter what, when that ship part is taken back to the rocket, you are forced to leave this planet. So make sure that you've plucked any Pikmin that you've sprouted. Make sure that you've gotten all the pellets that you've been able to get, because coming back here immediately will not be worthwhile. Anyway, I'll get into some more nitty-gritty details about sprouting Pikmin and leaving planets later. But anyway, at the end of every day, there will be one of these journals. I don't really feel the need to read these out. They can be fun to read or to hear, but it basically just gives some sort of life to the main character of this game, Captain Olimar. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hakatate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. So basically, you have 30 total days to collect 30 ship parts. On average, that should mean you should get 1 ship part per day. But my goal is to try and complete this game in 20 days or less. Now, I know that the world record for this game can be beaten in like 6 days. It can be beaten in like an hour, but I'm not a world record holder, okay? For the time being, here is my statistics page. This will show up at the end of every day. Now you guys know my goal. I'm going to try and complete this game in 20 days or less, which admittedly isn't too impressive, but that's the goal. Anyway, I've unlocked a new area. As you might have seen while I was talking, it is called the Forest of Hope. Once again, there's no point to go back to the impact site right now because as you saw, there's not a whole lot else I can do there right now. So that wraps up this part of Pikmin, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'll be showing 1 day per video, and on day 2, I'll enter the Forest of Hope. But for now, bye-bye, humans! Whoosh! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider checking out one of my other videos. On the screen right now, there are various videos and annotations. If you click on one, you'll be redirected to one of my other videos. I post new content every single day, so there's bound to be something that'll catch your interest. And hey, if you want to continue supporting me, then please subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date with all of my latest videos and announcements. It's free, and it really helps me out. Also, I have a Twitter account. I usually post announcements there, so if you want to know what my upcoming plans are, then I strongly advise that you check that out as well. Anyway, thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you around in the future. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh!